Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about what I think is one of the best investments that I made for the studio. This thing is a centerpiece. My entire setup is based around it. I'm not talking about my speakers. I'm not talking about any analog piece of gear. I'm talking about the Zaor Maestro 24. I've been using the Maestro 24 for a couple of years now, and I think it's time to do an honest review. This was a centerpiece in my home studio, and I've been using it for more than a year in this new space. The Zaor 24 is a beautiful piece of studio furniture. It's solid, sturdy, it has plenty of rack space. But let me start with the build quality. I was really surprised when researching about Studio Desk to hear that Zaor is making their beautiful furniture in Romania. I am Romanian, so that was an instant connection for me. Everything about the Maestro 24 screams quality. From the wood to the screws to the rack rails, everything is just perfect in my opinion. I have taken the desk apart a couple of times. I put it back together without damaging the structural integrity of the desk. So the desk is built like a tank. It weighs a ton, so it's pretty heavy. You have to move it around with care because you can break your back trying to move it around. I tried that a couple of times and it wasn't fun. I took it from the home studio into this new place in pieces. I put it back and it's still the same. I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. The Maestro 24 is a mastering desk, and I opted for a mastering desk because I wanted the gear right in front of me. I don't like reaching out to gear. At this point, most of my gear is fully recallable, but I still like touching the knobs, watching the meters. So that's the reason why I opted for this type of desk. Speaking of gear, this Maestro 24 has plenty of rack space. 24 in front of you, and then we also have 12 more on the bottom between the legs. For me, that's a nice balance between rack space and form factor, because form factor was a major deciding factor when I got the Maestro 24. I was working in a home studio, so the desk needed to be pretty small and pretty compact, and it is. It's not as compact as other mastering desks, but I think it's a great size. Over the years, I saw a couple of comments on the Maestro 24. One of those comments was that you will hit your knees in the desk. That's not happening with me. I got accustomed to the desk. I have plenty of leg room, so that's not an issue. The only issue that I had with the rack space below is by mistake, sometimes I hit a switch. That's the only thing that, I don't know, it's an inconvenience if you are not careful around the rack, or if you are placing important gear there. You can fix that issue by getting a door that's protecting the knobs. If you are, I don't know, if you have really important things like the power conditioner, that's important to not be touched with your feet. Other than that, I have no issue with the space. Now, when it comes to ergonomics, this is a piece of art. Everything is at the right angle, everything is right there at the right height. I think this 24 version, because the Maestro range has a solo, a single unit, with 12 units of rack, then is the 24, then is the 36, I think. I think the 24 is the best when it comes to ergonomics. You can reach everything, any piece of gear right there. Also, the Maestro 24 has a shelf behind it where you can place things. I'm using that shelf for my video monitor, for clamping down a lot of things like video lights. I'm using my CalDigit dock on that shelf, my hard drives. It's a really nice way to organize the studio. Also, right now, I have a pair of small eaves placed on that shelf. So that shelf is pretty helpful. When it comes to the cable management, the Maestro 24 delivers in that regard. I really suck when it comes to cable management because I change my setup a lot. I have pieces of gear that are coming in demo. I have to... It's a problem for me. But the Maestro 24 has the ability to get a really clean and neat type of setup. You have a metal rod coming across the bottom of the desk inside of the racks. That's where you can clamp things. We also have holes so you can connect pieces of gear from one side to another. So when it comes to cable management, even though I suck at it, Maestro 24 has the ability to get things done in a neat, clean way. Another thing that I really appreciate about the Maestro 24 is the ventilation. It's really important for a desk like this, because without it, the 24 units rack space, it's not actually 24. If you are stacking pieces of gear on top of each other, if you don't have proper ventilation, overheating will become a problem. That's not happening with the Maestro 24 because on the sides we have the panels that are full of holes, and that brings an amazing airflow to the table. I have the 2BQ and the NG bus camp on top of each other, plus the creme from Tegeler, and I have no issue with overheating because it has plenty of airflow, and that allows the gear to cool off without any issue. I love that about the Maestro 24. It allows me to utilize the full 24 rack space, even though right now I have a couple of gaps. That's not because of the airflow or overheating, it's just because I don't have that much gear. When it comes to comfort, it's really important to have a really nice armrest. The Maestro 24 delivers in that regard because we have a beautiful armrest with, I think it's ecological leather. I might be wrong in that regard, but do your research. Also, the rest of the material that the armrest is made of is a really tough one. I really used this desk each day for a couple of years, and it just started to show signs of use, some discoloration, and I believe I can replace the armrest without any issue. The ecological leather stood the test of time. It has just some slight signs of use, but that's my fault. I didn't pay attention one time and I've messed it up just in one place. For something that I've been using daily for such a long time, it looks almost like new. It's something that surprised me. Also, the paint job on the sides, the silver one, holds up fairly nice. The rack rails are really sturdy. They are made of thick material. They are not flimsy like other rack rails. That's important when you have so much expensive gear in the desk. It's important to trust the rack rails that will not break. The Maestro 24 is built with acoustics in mind. So in the back of the desk, you have a couple of acoustic panels. The only complaint with those is that if you are like me and you need to change your setup quite a bit, if you are doing this over and over again, the panels will not hold up that great. But here is my fault. I didn't take care of that aspect that good. The system that they used to fix the panels works in the beginning. After that, it started to fall apart. But that's an easy fix. I don't think I have other complaints when it comes to this desk. It comes in plenty of colors, but if you want, I think Zaor can make everything custom if you have the time and if you have the money, because this is really expensive desk. The price right now, I think it's 2.5 grand euro, but this is a desk that will last you a lifetime, I think. It's solid, well built, it has plenty of functionality, ergonomics is superb, the materials are really good, the support from Zaor is amazing too. Testimony to that, I had a pair of stands that were missing a couple of screws. I reached out to Zaor and I purchased a new set, so that happened really fast in a couple of days. It's something that really matters, because if you are paying that amount of money for a desk, you need to make sure that Zaor can deliver replacement parts, that they can fix the desk if things get broken. That was a nice surprise for me, and I think I will have no issues moving forward. Do I recommend the Maestro 24 after so many years of use? Yes, it stood the test of time in my studio, and I wasn't gentle with it. It's expensive, but if you are looking for a mastering desk specifically designed with acoustics in mind, with plenty of rack space in a compact form factor, I think this should be on your list. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. If you want early access to my content, you can join me on Patreon. Thanks for the support, and see you guys really soon. Cheers.